it going? I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com, and this is the Samsung Zeal from Verizon Wireless. It is basically the follow-up to the Samsung Alias 2. It features the same e-ink technology on the buttons, which means the labels on the buttons can change depending on what mode you're in. So I've been testing it out. I'm going to give you guys a full review to tell you basically, is it worth buying? Is it really a phone that you could use on a daily basis? It's available for $79.99 on contract from Verizon Wireless, so we're going to do a full review. But first of all, I have to thank the guys at Best Buy Mobile for sending us the Samsung Zeal. One of the great things about Best Buy Mobile is that you don't have to worry about the rebates. It's not $79.99 after a $50 mail-in rebate or $99.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate. It's just $80 or $100. So thank you, Best Buy Mobile, for being so awesome. Thank you for sending us the phone, and thank you guys for watching. I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com. Let's go check it out. So the Zeal is a pretty interesting phone because, as I mentioned in the intro and also in the unboxing, it has this e-ink technology, and so the numbers or the keys, the labels for the keys will change depending on what mode you're in. So right now I'm just in basic, I'm in the home screen basic mode. But if I go to, say, the menu, some of the functions will change, and then if I were to flip it and open it this way, you can see it changes to the QWERTY keyboard layout. So, very interesting, very cool. In testing, I found that it's not very practical because, see, the problem is that when you're in QWERTY mode, in landscape mode, the layout is great, and you can see the layout of each physical button was really designed for QWERTY mode. It's laid out very well. You have, two soft keys, OK. You have the letters, a D-pad. Every key has a label, and it's just a very nice layout. It's very comfortable to use. It's very easy. Whereas when you go to portrait mode, it's kind of like they're trying to make it fit the same physical layout. So you have blank buttons. You have a key that's pretty large for just a small symbol. Then you have the same thing with these two keys. So it was really made to be in landscape mode, and then they found some way to fit all of these buttons, all of these labels, in portrait mode. So it's in portrait mode, it's not very comfortable. And then I had the problem of with end and send. A lot of times on other phones, these will be larger, or they'll be green or red. They kind of stand out more, so they're easier to find. If I want to get out of something, I just find the big red button and I push it. So whereas I didn't have that luxury. So e-ink technology is cool. It's great for when you're in QWERTY mode, but it was sort of not very practical for when I'm just in basic landscape mode. People asked if the buttons light up, and yes, they do. They do light up, and it's very easy to see, so you don't have to worry about that. So I don't mean to start off on a negative note like that, and I don't want you to think I'm being biased towards the phone, but just for me, testing it out, and putting it through its paces and really seeing, and in real life, if this was practical, this is what I found. You may have this phone, or you may have used the Alias 2 and you loved it, and so if that's true, then fine. But just with me testing it out, I found that it wasn't as great, and it sort of got annoying sometimes. But as a messaging phone, because it is laid out very well in QWERTY mode, it's great. And so for texting, I thought it was fantastic. It does have threaded text messaging. You can choose to have your messages listed by contact, which is threaded. And so if we go here and type out a message, and of course I'm typing a little bit more slowly because I have a camera in my way, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's really easy to type on. The keys are very grippy. They're not soft, they're not mushy, they're not too firm, but they're just really nice to type on. Very grippy, very easy to type on, and then the layout is great. So we'll get on to just the main display here. This is a 2.6-inch display. It has a resolution of 240 by 320, and it's actually a pretty good size display. I mean, if you think of 2.6 inches, That's not much smaller than a lot of just, basic screens on other messaging phones. It is smaller, but not much smaller, and it has a good resolution. So it's actually very bright and very clear, very crisp. It looks great. It's not super AMOLED or even AMOLED, but it does look good for what it is. The phone also has media controls on the front display here. It has a 2.5mm headphone jack, so a little disappointing, but it does have it. At least it has a headphone jack, and then you have the media controls to use on the front. Along with that, it has a micro SD card slot that supports up to 32 gigs. The card is not included. I did have a problem with this not closing very tightly. You can see it's still, it just won't close. That may just be, the particular model, particular device that I have, but I did have some build quality issues with that. The camera's on the front, right there. It's a 2-megapixel camera, digital zoom, 10 times digital zoom. I mentioned it in the unboxing that Samsung's website was really hyped up about the night shot mode. And so I was thinking like, oh cool, it has night shot. A lot of cameras have that and it doesn't really do anything. But they were talking about this night shot mode like it was awesome. So I decided to test it out. And I'm actually pretty impressed. If I can find media center pictures, I will show you some of the pictures I took. Overall camera quality was not fantastic. You can see just some basic, snapshots that I took. It's okay, if you want to take a quick picture and send it to your friends. It's good for just basic snapshots. It's a 2-megapixel camera, so it's nothing special. But the night mode, the night shot mode actually, kind of surprised me. I have pictures, you can't tell on the camera. See, from the camera you can't even tell what it's a picture of. It's a picture of a phone. But if you were to actually see this in person, the picture actually came out quite well. I was in a room, it wasn't quite pitch black, but it was still pretty dark, not a lot of light, and I couldn't really even see the image on the screen when I was taking it. But once it actually took the photo and processed it, it actually came out very well, and you can't tell, but trust me, the night shot mode was actually very impressive. So kudos to Samsung for delivering on that. But overall, camera performance was pretty standard. Now it does have an 880 milliamp hour battery right here, and battery performance was actually pretty good. I got nearly a week on standby. Now that's on standby. Once I actually started using it, it's gonna, once I started using the camera, taking a lot of pictures, using the night shot mode, the battery kind of drained pretty fast because I was doing a lot of, data and battery intensive processes. So I say, with normal to typical use, it'll probably last about 2 days. But even then, it's not bad. And having an 880 milliamp hour battery, that's sort of, kind of a small battery. But standby, it was great. And then just with normal use, it was pretty good. 2 days is not bad. So other than that, with the phone, you get just, basic options. You do have Social Beat, so you can access Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. You also have an RSS feeder. You can't have mobile email. You're gonna have to pay for data on all these features, and any sort of data processes like email and web browsing, it's not going to be fantastic, but just showing that you do have those, and you also have VZ Navigator. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's a Samsung Zeal from Verizon Wireless, $79.99 on contract, and pretty much it's just the Alias 3. If you've seen the Alias 2, if you've ever used it, this is pretty much exactly the same device. The color scheme is a little different, but everything else is nearly exactly the same. So it is updated. Verizon will probably stop selling the Alias 2 now that they have the upgraded model. So if you want to get something like that, then you'll have to get the Zeal. It's not a bad phone, $79.99. If you like it, then sure, you can get it. If the e-ink technology impresses you, then cool. Samsung or Verizon has better options for messaging phones But you know, if you're not really going to do a lot of messaging, then the Zeal is still a good just basic flip phone, and then it does have the option for messaging if you like it. But if you just want it for messaging, then I would probably recommend getting another phone that's really meant for that. But it's the Samsung Zeal, again, $79.99 on contract. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Be sure and check out phonedog.com for more news, updates, and reviews. Also, our Facebook page, facebook.com/phonedog. We're giving away like tons of stuff, like 100 iPads, Galaxy tabs, all kinds of stuff. So all you have to do is like us and enter to win the sweepstakes. Again, thanks for watching. Check out, if you would like to follow me on Twitter, my screen name is It's My Job to Know, and you can ask me any questions. I'll try my best to answer them. Thanks for watching. I'm Sydney from phonedog.com, and I'll see you guys later.